Sometimes all you need is a friend, especially in a small community, when you want to get stuff done. Next up, we have friends at Whataroa School from the Westland district.
Good afternoon, I'm Mike Havel, Mayor of Westland District, the last best place. Like all districts, our volunteers play a large part in the wellbeing of our communities, especially in a district that spans more than 400 kilometres in length. Look, thanks to the Trustpower Awards, the friends at the Whataroa School were our supreme winners in this year's national event. And one of their key projects was the covering of the school pool. And remember, this is in a climate where the community receives over 4 metres of rainfall annually. The work that this community has put in to roof the pool, to create a safe place where children can learn to swim in an extended season is a project that is extremely commendable. So let me introduce Carla and Bernadette and hear the Friends of the Whataroa School story.
Growing up in a small community, you learn at a young age the importance of a group of people working together for a common goal and how good things can be achieved. Bern and I are very privileged and honoured to be here today telling our story on behalf of our fabulous Fours group and small community of Whataroa. We would like to personally thank Trustpower for this opportunity, and we wish everybody here today the very best. Friends at Whataroa School, where no formal qualifications are needed, just a passion for our community and children's well-being and education. Back in 2009, covering the swimming pool was on the wish list, although at that stage we thought it was out of our reach and such a huge undertaking to commit to by such a small fundraising team, based on few opportunities to source relevant fundings. Whataroa is a small rural town located 100 kilometres south of Hokitika. Glaciers, gold, timber and grass. These four summarise the history of the Whataroa area. Today we are a community of 288 people with an average rainfall of 4,489 millimetres. Teaching children to swim has shown significant impact in reducing drownings and deaths. New Zealand has the third worst drowning record in the developed world. New Zealand curriculum clearly states that all children will have had the opportunity to learn basic aquatic skills by the end of Year 6. Surveys have found 50% of 10-year-olds cannot swim 25 metres and 25% cannot float. It's disappointing the Ministry of Education don't support rural schools with sufficient funding to operate a school swimming pool. In the last decade, through lack of government funding, 20% of schools have shut their pools because of large maintenance and compliance costs. Whataroa receives $600 annually from the Ministry of Education to cover all running and maintenance costs. In 2010, covering the pool was raised and again we fell off the wagon. But come 2011, and third time lucky, we took the bull by the horns and embraced our final decision. Heads down, bums up and snorkels on, we set upon our new target, ascertaining many quotes and ideas South Island wide to cover our existing freezer box. Quotes ranged from $30,000 when we set out up to $200,000. Some of these monstrosities were far beyond our swimming abilities. Our final decision to keep in tone with our rural background, a herd home. Due to high wind exposure as we experienced in 2014 with Cyclone Ita. Our uncovered swimming pool became a scene from the movie Finding Nemo. This major event in our community reinforced our decision to go with an open-sided facility, which also allows for chemical ventilation. The fundraising begins. Queen's Birthday weekend every year, South Western is host to the annual jet boat rally and sprints held on the picturesque Waitangi River. Sunshine or rain, jet boat enthusiasts come from far and wide. This is one of the annual events for our Fours group to source outside money. Early morning we arrive and set up in true West Coast style, ready for a great day with our tents, barbecues, tables and billies. bacon buddies, sausages and onions, homemade hot soup, and don't forget the whitebait patties, and of course a great brew. Then there's our yummy pre-ordered home-cooked meals. Ever wondered what it's like to cook 32 dozen cheese rolls, 78 large lasagnas, and 80 odd macaroni, bacon and cheese dishes in one day? Like a well-oiled machine, the Fours lady take all this in their stride. Another major fundraiser for our school is the annual Pet Day auction, where goods and home baking are donated and auctioned off to the highest bidder. Fearless parents, bidders battle it out for the ultimate chocolate cake, a sight to be seen. No one likes coming second. What about selling a cake for $500? This is true, and it has happened. Once the stakes reached those heights, we stopped the auction and asked the home baker if they would kindly make a second cake, who willingly agreed as long as that second cake also fetched $500. 2 cakes, $1,000. Problem solved.
Stepping back in time and cooking in the old coal range in a tin shack in the middle of a paddock to feed hungry farmers and stock agents at our local calf sales every year. We also annually cater for South Westland's triathlon, which attracts entrants South Island wide with hundreds of entries. Then stepping it up and catering for a 21st and a local wedding. So, building began in September 2014. It rained cats and dogs for weeks on end, allowing for our webbed feet to come into their own, as we assisted our team of 2 engineers erecting the structure, whilst battling true wild West Coast weather, also in the middle of our volunteers' carving season. We battled on, carving cows, housing our engineers, and feeding many a hungry man. Along the journey, we encountered many hurdles, from council permits, quotes from different companies, distances to be travelled, accommodation, and the allowance for chemical ventilation. We also had to follow Ministry of Education compliance, but received minimal support from them to comply with their strict regulations. Covering the pool has provided many benefits for our community to enjoy swimming in any weather on any day of the week, with an extended swimming season, thus allowing us to have swim instructors each Christmas break for private and group lessons available to our children. This in turn has had a considerable impact on our children's swimming abilities and water confidence. Since covering of our pool, many a funny story has come to light from past pupils. One of these about the 2 young girls who were practising floating but couldn't quite manage to get their heads under due to the wintry temperature, when the teacher at the time took it upon herself to push and hold their heads under and turn them every now and then, teaching them how to breathe in between screams of hypothermia. The Whataroa School pool was built in 1954. It has been a major factor in enabling the children and community of Whataroa to learn how to swim, including George Northcroft, a local hero who saved his brother from drowning at Lake Maparika, for which he was awarded a bravery medal. More recently, Dan Kennedy, who learnt to swim in our swimming pool, went on to conquer the Cook Strait in 2007, then the English Channel in 2013. These are 2 examples of what can be achieved from learning to swim at a young age in a rural community. This highlights the importance of what we have accomplished to date and provides us with the knowledge that our school children and community will have the ongoing opportunity to learn to swim for recreational and survival skills for many years to come. Friends at Whataroa School Group are very proud to have raised $55,000 from such a small community of 288 people. Our tireless efforts have been worthwhile and not gone unnoticed, especially as we stand here today, seeing and hearing the joyful screams and smiles of delight on the faces of our school children and community. Priceless. Volunteers will get through times of no money. Better than money will get you through times of no volunteers.
Thank you.
Thank you.